So if you are planning on using the playlist, let's go ahead and grab that together, and I'll do a quick countdown. 3, 2, 1, play. All right. So you can actually begin by laying on your back or going to any other resting posture of your choice. I prefer to have a blanket under my head for some cervical support. If that feels good in your neck, feel free to do so. Maybe you have a cushion or a bolster under the knees. Just relax into your mat and begin to focus on your breath, noticing its natural depth and rhythm. So without forcing the breath to deepen or slow, just noticing where you're at today. The breath can be quite an accurate indicator of your stress level. As when we're stressed, we tend to shorten the breath, and then we're not getting the full amount of oxygen filling the lungs, and that can just cause tension to build up in the body. The functions of the body aren't able to work at their optimum level because they just need more oxygen. Stress puts us in our fight, flight, or freeze response. So as we do deepen and slow the breath, it starts to just calm things down, bringing in that full amount of oxygen that your body needs. So the way we do that is just allowing the belly to be soft, and on the inhale, just filling the lungs fully. So we feel the belly expand. Inhale, filling bottom to top. You can even place one hand on the belly and one on the heart and feel that happening. Nice inhale through the nose. Maybe you hold at the top of your inhale before you exhale, and then work on slowing and lengthening your exhale to be a little bit longer and slower than the inhale. And you can exhale through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels more comfortable for you. And just laying on your back, relaxing. Notice how the breath allows the body to sink a little bit deeper into the mat. And as you do that, maybe you start to notice the spaces in the body that come in contact with your mat, with your props. Just taking a little mental inventory of those spaces, feeling the body sinking, tension melting away a bit by bit. And then maybe you're just starting to turn your focus a little bit more toward the presence of God here with you. He never leaves you, but we can be intentional about focusing on His presence in our practice. So I have an optional prayer breath for you today that you can participate in. With your inhale, Lord, I receive your peace. Exhale, my heart is at rest. Inhale, Lord, I receive your peace. Exhale, my heart is at rest. Inhale, Lord, I receive your peace. Exhale, my is at rest. Just continuing that breath prayer a few more times on your own. Maybe you continue that prayer or just quiet your mind for a moment as I read our scripture for you from Philippians 4, 8, and 9. And today I'm reading from the Voice. Finally, brothers and sisters, fill your minds with beauty and truth. Meditate on whatever is honorable, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is good, whatever is virtuous and praiseworthy. Keep to the script. Whatever you learned and received and heard and saw in me, do it. And the grace and the God of peace will walk with you. So that was a letter to the Philippian church from Paul while he was in prison, encouraging the church to focus on things that are true, that are admirable, praiseworthy. I recently learned that when we have positive thoughts, we actually have a hormonal dump into our nervous system of endorphins. And when we have negative thoughts, it actually dumps the stress hormone into our nervous system. And one negative thought dumps 10 times the amount of stress hormones into the system as a positive thought. So you can see, even in this command, God created us in his image. He knows every fiber of our being, and he knows what's good for us. And even just focusing on what is true and what is honorable and praiseworthy, those things bring life into our very being, into our physical bodies. So focusing on the truth of him being on the throne, being the lover of your soul, these things are healing not just for the heart and the mind, but for the physical body as well. So feel free to just rest a little longer. Maybe you need to kind of sit with that or go back to your prayer breath. But anytime that you're ready, feel free to find your prop, whether it's a yoga strap or a scarf or whatever you chose for today. And I'm going to show you some different stretches that you can do with the assistance of a prop. So if you don't have your strap, feel free to just draw the right knee in and clasp the hands around the thigh, behind the thigh. But if you do, you can just take the belt, place it around the ball of the right foot. I like to use a nice long strap and then just wrap the ends gently around my hands so that I can easily rest my upper arms on the earth and there's no undue tension in the shoulders or the neck. And then I'm keeping my left foot flexed as well. So anytime we say flex the foot, that means the toes are drawing back toward your body. So from here, continuing with the breath, noticing the knee draw a little bit closer toward you. On your exhale, And on your next inhale, maybe you see how it feels to open the knee a little bit toward your right shoulder. And then continue to just draw the knee up ever so gently with the prop. So we're not using the prop, we're not using the belt or the strap to force the leg into a position, but it's rather something that just helps us get into a posture with less stress on the rest of the body. So especially if you're feeling particularly tight, the belt gives you a little bit more length to reach where you need. So this is almost a half happy baby. If you're familiar with yoga, you might know happy baby, and you could even, if you want, point the heel a little bit more toward the ceiling. On your next inhale, deepening the bend in the knee, just to draw the knee back to center. And with your exhale, like you're pressing through the heel, begin to slowly extend the right leg. We only want to get to the place where we feel a very subtle stretch in the back of the leg. So you might have quite a deep bend in the knee here, and that's perfectly fine. We're just pressing through the heel, so pushing the heel away from us, drawing the toes toward us, and then as much bend in the knee as you need. You should feel a little bit of a stretch in the back of the leg. And then on your exhale, notice how there's some tension releasing, and maybe you're even beginning to extend the leg just a little bit deeper, but only because the breath is releasing tension in the body. There's not like a forcing happening in that movement. Notice how the breath and the body just work together to feel tension release. And then you can begin to very slowly make circles here with the right leg. And they can be as big or small as you like, whatever you prefer. Just see what feels good. I personally prefer nice big circles because it feels like a little bit of a stretch and massage in my hips. But just remembering to breathe. The breath is the most important part of your yoga practice. And reverse. And making your way to center when you're ready. You can take both ends of your strap around the right hand, just gently wrapping them around the hand toward the very end so that you have plenty of slack. The left arm can either reach out and across with the palm to the earth, or cactus if you're short on space, bending at the elbow and letting the top of the forearm and the back of the hand rest on the earth. And then ever so slowly begin to open the leg up toward the right as you maybe gaze over the left arm if that's available to you. So I'm still keeping that left foot flexed. See, the toes are drawing back toward me. And we're always easing into a stretch. So we just go right to where we start to feel the subtle stretch. And then as we exhale, the body will just sink a little bit deeper into it naturally. So if you maybe inadvertently went a little too deep into your stretch to begin, you can always ease out of it a little bit. Just draw the leg closer to center. Find that sweet spot. It feels really good in your body. You're just releasing tension, no pain, no pinching. And whenever you're ready, you can inhale, gently guide the leg back to center. We're going to keep the strap around that foot, but just switch hands. So let the ends of your strap wrap around the left hand, and the right arm can either release out and across or cactus, whatever works for your space. And then we're going to relax the left leg here and start to gently guide the right leg across the body. So as we do that, we really want to focus on keeping the right shoulder firmly planted on the mat or the earth. And it's okay if the right hip comes up off the mat. So our goal is to get a stretch from the hip all the way up to the shoulder space. So we'll get that by keeping that shoulder on the earth. Again, just easing into the stretch gently. Now that we've stretched both sides of this hip, notice if one side feels tighter than the other. If there's a particular space in the body that you notice you're really holding tension and stress. Inhale back to center when you're ready. You can release the belt and then let the right leg slowly lower to meet the left, allowing the left foot to flex. You can even see in the video here that my right leg looks a little bit longer than my left after that stretch. So we got to even out the body now, doing all those same stretches on the opposite side. So draw the left knee in, belt around the ball of the foot, both feet flexed, exhale the knee in. Maybe you open the knee out toward the shoulder a bit here if you'd like.
And once again, if you want it to be more like half happy baby, press the heel toward the ceiling, just directing toward the ceiling, pointing in that direction, keeping the knee bent. Inhale the knee back to center. Exhale, pressing through the heel, slowly extending the leg toward the ceiling, keeping that bend in the knee just so you get a subtle stretch in the back of the leg. Only extending to the point that you feel that subtle stretch. And let the exhale do the work for you. Maybe you start to add those slow circles here if you'd like. Reverse. Easing back to center when you're ready and taking both ends of the belt around the left hand. The right arm can release out and cross or cactus based on what works for your space and your body. And ever so slowly guiding the leg open toward the left. Noticing when you feel that subtle stretch. Maybe you're gazing over the right arm if that feels good for you and works for your neck. When you're ready, you can inhale, guide the leg back to center. Switching hands on the belt. Left arm out in cross or cactus. Relax the right leg and start to guide the left leg across the body, but keeping that left shoulder on the mat so you can get that nice stretch from the shoulder down to the hip. And if it's available to you, you can gaze over the left arm. Inhale, guiding yourself back to center. Releasing the belt and letting the left leg slowly lower to the right. So we have a very short practice today. We're already almost to the end of our practice. So sometime in the near future, I'll show you some more stretches you can do with the strap for the upper body, and even how you can incorporate them into a workout with yoga. So you can just bring your focus back to your resting posture. Maybe you're already there. You like laying on your back, that feels good to you. Just coming back into that prayer, that breath prayer. Inhale, Lord, I receive your peace. Exhale, my heart is at rest. Inhale, Lord, I receive your peace. Exhale, my heart is at rest. Maybe your hands even find a posture that reflects your heart posture. So maybe your arms are down by your sides, the palms facing up. Maybe your arms are out and across, the palms facing up. Just options, just suggestions. Maybe you allow your eyes to close. Really allowing yourself to focus on that peace, the peace of Christ. Inhale, Lord, I receive your peace. Exhale, my heart is at rest. Finally, brothers and sisters, fill your minds with beauty and truth. Meditate on whatever is honorable, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is good, whatever is virtuous and praiseworthy. Keep to the script. Whatever you learned and received and heard and saw in me, do it. And the God of peace will walk with you. So what does it even look like for the God of peace to walk with you? As you're inhaling and receiving that peace, focusing on the presence of the Prince of Peace. His very essence is peace. Father God, Creator, lover of our souls, the one who fights for us. Your word tells us that you go before us. You surround us on all sides. Lord, if we are your children, we know that you are for us. You work all things together for the good of those who love you, to bring glory to your name. So Lord, anytime that we are troubled, even this week, even today, draw our hearts and our minds back to your presence. Maybe even to this breath prayer that we learned today, that we would receive your peace and our hearts would be at rest because we know that you are on the throne. Thank you, God. In your holy name we pray. Amen. Thank you so much for joining me on that very brief, peaceful practice today. I pray that you do carry that peace with you throughout your day, and look forward to meeting with you again soon. Have a blessed Monday.